Any fallout from yesterday? Talking about the kind of obviously you talked about some pretty intense stuff yesterday. Any fallout from family or
Let
anything like that?
no, no. To be honest with you, I don't think. My mother asked me this morning. She was like, "What time did the show end?" And I was like, "Oh, good. You didn't even get to hear it again, so that's perfect."
Yeah. Well,
And then my girl yelled at me a little bit. She was like, "Why do you got to overshare everything?" I said, "I didn't share half the details. I just scratched the surface a little bit." I
is it
said, "But that's
horrible
my
that
truth. I got to live it."
I mean it is horrible that the host and me wanted to absolutely ask all the all the nitty gritty, but you're my friend, so I actually held back a little bit
Oh,
because
dude,
there were so many there were so many questions I wanted to ask, and that's
dude,
gonna have
ask away. I
I'm
got
gonna
no
have to get.
problem. Like I was,
Well, you said you
I was
got. All
sodomized.
right. Okay, that was where I was going. You said you got taken.
Yeah, I was
Whoa, hold
sodomized.
on a sec. Holy shit, dude. Okay, because when you said you got taken advantage of, that made me think like maybe like like just the guy reached out. And if you guys didn't see yesterday's episode, I know at least one person, Nugget Man, wasn't here yesterday. Mikey told a story that he had a. I talked about my getting dragged out to sea and how it might give me PTSD. And Mikey goes, "Well, I had a repressed memory that popped up that I think that probably some caused some PTSD." And I could imagine. Oh my God,
Well,
this dog. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
thanks,
Actually,
Arena.
Mikey, you kind of pick up a little bit where I left off. I have some delis on the way because I was running out. So, Mikey, kind of pick up where I left off. And I'll
Yeah, I
be there
got
in
you. I
two
got you.
seconds. Don't tell anything I haven't heard yet, though. Hang on.
Yep, I won't tell none. You haven't heard. But yeah, pretty much. We were talking about PTSD, and I had pretty much just brought up that I had complex CPTSD, and just from a memory from when I was a kid. It came out when I was in the middle of a blackout drunk, when I was 35 years old, and it was probably the most difficult thing I ever went through. I could never imagine going through that. I don't know what it was like for my parents or the loved ones around me that had to deal with that damage that I caused for the entire time I was going through it. But talking about it now definitely makes it a little bit easier. You'll be able to put air between you and it. It doesn't hold this control over you anymore. So, obviously through a lot of therapy and talking about it, I don't glorify it. I may have a sense of humor about it now, because there's really nothing you can do about something like that. It's my dark passenger. That thing's gonna hang out with me forever, no matter what. But the more I can talk about it, and the more I can be open with how it makes me feel and everything like that, maybe it can help somebody else at some point.
That's a good
So
way to.
yeah,
That's definitely a good way to look at it, Mikey. Because I think that some because people are watching, they're like, "Oh my gosh, why would you want to talk about something like that?" Well, because it might potentially help somebody else who's gone through it or something like that to not have to go through it again, or be willing to talk about it or go to therapy to find out if maybe that's what's going on with them. But so yeah, it was again like I was saying, the host in me wanted to dig into all the details, but the friendship in me was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I want to do this to my
oh,
buddy
dude,
right now." So okay,
I appreciate that, but
yeah, so you said you were you said you were sodomized. Wow.
yeah,
Geez, Louise. So the details where you're at this house, the family babysits you,
or
you're there
attempted
with your
to at
buddy.
least. I mean, I don't know what but I definitely remember that as being
Part of
being
it.
held down. Yeah,
So yeah, I was just gonna say, so are you in a basement, like a attic, or like just in a back room and nobody's
yeah,
paying
probably
attention? Okay.
basement, hanging out, running amok.
Just being kids or being kids. Probably did he you guys like he's like probably pulls the creep move. You got want to wrestle or something like that?
Oh yeah, there was always wrestling going on and stuff like that. I mean, looking back at it now, there was a lot of like questionable things. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I actually meant in the actual incident. So do you remember the actual fine details of moment to moment, or just kind of remember getting held down and
Like getting held down. I don't remember how it got to that point. I don't remember if it started with wrestling or tickling or whatever dumb shit it was when I was 8 years old, 9 years old. But
now that you're
yeah, it was. Yeah, go ahead, go grab it.
no, that's all right. It can wait a
Oh,
second.
they just drop it at the door.
I think they do. I don't know if they need my ID or not. To be honest with you, I haven't ordered alcohol from this service before, so I actually don't know. I have to show them my ID.
Okay.
But So do you remember if you like wrestled him off of you? Do you remember any of that kind of stuff? Do you remember any of those
I
little
don't
details?
remember. I don't
No.
remember when it ended, to be honest with you. I don't know even know how far it went.
I think it's good that you're addressing it now for sure. The longer that would have lingered, like you said, that it seems
Oh,
like
dude, it would have kept me sick for so long.
this was the missing link. You know, what I mean, why you
Yes.
couldn't figure out what was going, you know, why you always needed to be inebriated or why you always needed to just have something to fight
Trust me,
back
like, and
against.
spending over 100 days of my life in intense inpatient therapy. Like, there's over a third of a year of my life I have spent in inpatient, locked in facilities
Yeah.
with therapists telling me that there's something in my past that I don't remember, and me saying, "You're absolutely full of shit. I lived this beautifully charmed life as a kid. I was spoiled rotten. I was an
Great
only
parents,
child."
only child, loved me to
Yeah.
death, worked on the car with my
Uh-huh.
dad. Everything was great. Yeah, thank you for telling your story too, and I'm sorry for being such a creep and wondering what all the fine details were. I don't know, it's just the natural curiosity, the morbid curiosity that people have. Like,
I'd have that same curiosity. Like, I'd always want to ask those details when people shared that shit in group.
sure, okay, good. Well, at least then you understand, so you don't think I'm a total asshole. Good.